Okay, that's the liquor shack, which is about a 6, 7, 8 minute walk from where I lived until I got evicted. And for the last 2.5 years of being an alcoholic, that's where I bought about half my liquor, and the rest I bought at the CVS at the corner and Walmart and occasionally other places. Yeah, I became an alcoholic sometime late 2013, early 2014, not really sure exactly when, but that's approximate. This is going to be either 3 or 4 videos, I'm not sure yet. Anyway, I wanted to start out with a little bit of family history. As I told a couple of doctors, I come by being an alcoholic legitimately. The first alcoholic I knew in my family, well, I didn't know him. He died 25 years before I was born. At approximately 51, I think. Might have been 53, but close enough. But yeah, my great-grandfather was a dairy farmer in Delaware County, and he was an alcoholic. And I know my grandfather at times had to get up early before school to milk the cows because Dad was passed out. Yeah, he died in 1938, and Grandfather thinks he died of cancer. I doubt his body's in good enough shape for an autopsy now, so that's speculation. But yeah, he was an alcoholic, and he's my great-grandfather on my mom's side. The first person I really legitimately knew was an alcoholic and was my Uncle Bill, my mom's brother. And he would, there's a CVS where I used to buy a lot of Kamchatka. I was a vodka drinker. Still enjoy vodka, but more on that later. Anyway, he would, go to bars, get drunk. And I remember my grandparents never went with him on these trips, but they'd be going to all the bars he would frequent, trying to find him when he would take off on a bender. And Grandma said that he wasn't an alcoholic because if he didn't have money, he didn't drink. Kind of an oxymoron there, but denial is a strong emotion. Excuse me. On my dad's side of the family, my dad was an alcoholic, but I never knew this until somewhere after my brother got married. And Mom left Dad and said she was going to divorce him unless he quit drinking, and he did. He was in AA from that time until he died. But honestly, growing up, I never knew he was an alcoholic. You know, I don't remember ever seeing him drunk. There weren't big stacks of beer cans in the trash. So I really don't know what his drinking pattern was. I'm pretty sure at times he went to bars and got drunk, but that's, like I said, I really don't know much about that. We were never close. So yeah, there's not much I know. And after he died, Mom found some of his AA journals and took them because she felt that, he deserved that privacy. And I agree. So yeah, my dad's sister, she's an alcoholic. I don't know if she still drinks or not. Last time I saw her was probably 8 years ago at a funeral. And she wasn't drunk at the funeral, so I like I said, I don't know. I do know that her husband was also an alcoholic. Remember, they came up from Florida one year so their kids could see snow, and Kay had vodka and mixer stuff in a cooler in the back of the minivan. It was my Uncle Bill, my mom's brother, and he's only about 5 years older than I am. His alcoholism convinced me that I wasn't going to be an alcoholic, and I was going to treat alcohol very responsibly. And up until about the time I was 50, I managed that pretty well. I can only think of maybe 4 times I was drunk. I remember the first time I had bought a bottle of what was called peach mist. God, that stuff was good. It was distilled white wine with peach flavoring. Very smooth. Used to buy it at the Village Pantry. I don't think they make it anymore. I've tried to find it before, over the years, and have never had any luck. But yeah, I bought a pint of that and a half pint of root beer schnapps. Drank the peach mist first, then the root beer schnapps. Had a couple of ice cube chocolates, and ended up puking in the toilet, falling asleep in the bathroom, and waking up in time to go to a EMS training session on the other side of the county, and didn't have a hangover. Got buzzed at a New Year's Eve event. Sorry about that. I remember getting accidentally drunk at a bar called the Alcove. We'd occasionally go there after work. Co-workers, usually like on a Friday night or Saturday. And anyway, that night we were there till the last call, and it was about 5 hours. It was actually just a couple blocks from my apartment, so I drove home, walked over to the bar, being a responsible type. Had 9 drinks in about that 5-hour time span, and sitting at the table talking to people, felt fine. Got up, and oh boy, was I drunk. And by this time, I'm pretty hungry. So I walked over to the Village Pantry, which was about another 2 blocks the opposite direction out from my apartment. to get a beef and cheddar sandwich, and there was a cop in there, and I was hoping, oh my God, hope I'm not acting drunk. I don't need to get arrested for public intoxication. You know, I was a correctional officer at the time. And there was probably, oh yeah, I'd gone down to vacation in Florida, and I was at Aunt Kay's house for the evening, and yeah, they served me some drinks, and they were pretty potent, and like I said, I didn't drink much at the time, and yeah, I got sick. That's really the only 3 times I can remember until 2001. So, you know, I turned 21 in 1984. So, 4 times in 18 years being drunk, you know, pretty good. And like I said, pretty much all of those were accidents. About 2 or 3 weeks in 01, somebody who I thought was a friend took offense to me sharing something with another supposed friend of hers, and she basically told me to fuck off, and that hurt pretty bad. And so yeah, I got drunk several times over the next couple weeks. First time I did have a hangover when I got to work the next day. And my coworker said, let's go have some breakfast to make you feel better, and it did. But yeah, you know, except for that really 2 to 3 week time frame, and I always drank 9 drinks because I knew that would get me drunk. You know, from my experience there at the Alco. Yeah, that was quite memorable. And but yeah, you know, until about late 2013, I might buy a bottle of vodka, 5th vodka, and it lasts a year. You know, occasionally I'd buy some Bailey's Irish Cream and enjoy that, but that was, you know, really weak, never got drunk off that. So yeah, you know, teetotaler for most of my life, and I became an almost instant alcoholic. But that's going to be the subject of the next video. And yes, I still occasionally drink, but we'll get into that later. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later.